About crowdfunding, Kickstarter, maybe some really large back Kickstarter campaigns that could be advertised well with maybe some city funds, maybe private funds, maybe large corporations. We talked about something called a Blocks for Businesses program, and basically where community businesses, local community residents, local folks around the neighborhood, basically block by block, get together and fund and launch their own projects within their own blocks, within their own neighborhoods. We thought who would be better vested and better interested in those successes than the people who actually live in those neighborhoods. Third thing we talked about was not just focusing on money, but other resources like studio facilities, supplies, old supplies that may be sitting around who knows where. We talked about bartering and perhaps maybe organizing some sort of formal mechanism whereby someone who does have barterable space, products, art supplies, whatever it may be, can contribute to a new funding stream for artwork. We talked about matching funds. Perhaps if we did raise funds on the private level, did raise funds on the local level, that maybe the city would be willing to match those funds with their own grant programs. We talked about tapping into much larger sources of funds, that being on a statewide level and a national level. If we were to organize a public art initiative that was common across multiple neighborhoods in Chicago, or if it were common even across cities across the United States, perhaps we could pool our resources, pool our ideas, and as well draw from a much larger source of funds for those types of initiatives. Another thing we talked about was the 1.33% fund that exists out there that is pulling specifically from municipal type projects. We talked about perhaps having one of those types of funds come from private developments. Should those private developers be incented as donors? Definitely yes. We thought that maybe there might be some type of program whereby if they, let's make up another number, 1.33% of their private development for private properties went into this fund, they could get that money back by way of tax incentives and other incentives provided by the city, state, and national level. Requirements for private donations to the public arts, we talked about that. And definitely we felt that on both sides of the fence, whether you're an artist or you're a donator into an art project, there should be measures which measure the success on both sides. Are artists' goals being met for the types of artwork they want to have out there in public? And even on the other side, for the donors, we have our own needs that we have when we donate toward art. Are we seeing the right type of art? Is it a varying type of art? Is it diverse? Is it representing the neighborhoods, et cetera, et cetera? So developing some impact measures which will measure the success of donating toward the arts. And lastly, we talked about taxes as an alternative way of funding public art. And yeah, we kind of shot all of those down except for tourism. So we in Chicago would preserve our base of income, yet tourists that come in would perhaps be hit with a little bit more airport tax, hotel tax, rental car tax, whatever it may be, so that while they're walking around town enjoying public art, that they're helping to contribute toward that. Lastly, we already know that property taxes do include a bit of tax money already included toward the arts, and ways that even probably support this very program tonight.